Hi, Taehyung lovers. Welcome back to the Taehyung Lovers channel for ARMY all around the world. Don't skip, because BTS has just arrived in Baltimore, and this time, it's not just about 2 nights of concerts. There's one change and one surprising moment from Kim Taehyung that has ARMY wondering once again, while Baltimore is beginning to become the center of the world's attention. In this video, we're going to discuss how BTS' journey from Boston to Baltimore has become a major focus of attention, ARMY preparations ahead of 2 spectacular nights at M&T Bank Stadium, the facts and rumors surrounding their journey that must be clearly distinguished, Kim Taehyung's surprise on Weverse that has drawn major attention, why Kim Taehyung's simple appearance was enough to trigger an extraordinary response from ARMY, and the changes BTS is bringing into the ARIRANG-era that continue to leave the media and public asking questions. And don't go anywhere, because at the end, we'll discuss the biggest question. Could Baltimore create a moment even more phenomenal than Foxborough? So, ARMY, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and help make this video go viral around the world. Let's show the world not only the enormous popularity of BTS, but also the kindness, sincerity, and human side of Kim Taehyung that always makes ARMY feel close to him. BTS arrives in Baltimore. ARMY prepares to welcome 2 spectacular nights as foreign media are shocked by the changes in BTS that continue to raise questions. It may look simple. A city, a band, and 7 names that once again have America turning its attention toward them. But as BTS moved from Boston to Baltimore, something much bigger began to unfold. ARMY had barely had time to catch its breath after the previous series of concerts, and now Baltimore is preparing for the next wave. And the question is no longer whether the stadium will be crowded, but how dramatically the atmosphere of this city will change when BTS truly takes over the stage. BTS has finally arrived in the Baltimore area after traveling from Boston. Their arrival has attracted major attention because ARMY has been eagerly waiting for all 7 members to reach the city. Among information circulating within the fan community, there has been a claim that BTS used an Airbus A220 operated by Breeze Airways. However, this point needs to be presented carefully because there has been no official confirmation establishing that the specific aircraft was BTS's private jet. Breeze Airways does operate Airbus A220 aircraft, but without official confirmation from BTS or the event organizers, information about the aircraft they used should not be treated as confirmed fact. What matters much more is that BTS' journey from Boston to Baltimore marks the beginning of a new chapter in the BTS World Tour ARIRANG. After the enormous energy created in Foxborough, attention is now shifting to Baltimore, Maryland. 2 concert nights have been scheduled at M&T Bank Stadium on August 10th and 11th, 2026. Official information from Visit Baltimore also indicates that various ARMY community activities have taken place in the city ahead of the concerts, including pre-concert parties, fan gatherings, karaoke, and ARIRANG-themed events. Baltimore is already beginning to feel like a city waiting for a major event before the stadium lights are even turned on. BTS in Baltimore, Maryland, USA, with a massive stadium-scale event, is making the excitement among fans increasingly noticeable. However, capacity figures circulating on social media need to be distinguished from the official capacity of the concert configuration. M&T Bank Stadium has a large capacity for sporting events, but concert attendance can vary depending on the stage design, production areas, floor seating, security requirements, and event configuration. Therefore, claims involving 70,745 seats or 160,000 attendees across 2 nights should not be described as official attendance figures without confirmation from the organizers. Even so, there is no denying that BTS's 2 nights in Baltimore will be a major stadium-scale event with the potential to create an extraordinary atmosphere. And that atmosphere is expected to become even hotter before the concert even begins. Thousands of fans have been preparing to welcome one of the biggest music groups in the world. From community events to fan activities, Baltimore is gradually transforming into a meeting point for ARMY from different parts of the United States. This is no longer simply a concert lasting several hours. For many fans, the journey to the stadium, meeting fellow ARMY, wearing merchandise, carrying their light sticks, and participating in various pre-concert events are all part of an experience just as meaningful as the performance itself. Amid all this excitement, ARMY's attention has once again turned toward Kim Taehyung. Reports about Taehyung being at a hotel have circulated among fans, but the hotel location and other private details should always be respected. That is precisely why interactions through Weverse are so meaningful. Without needing to know his private location, fans can still feel connected when Taehyung chooses to interact directly through BTS's official platform. Kim Taehyung on Weverse once again became one of the moments that captured ARMY's attention. In a relaxed setting, Taehyung appeared far removed from the grandeur of the stage. There was no stadium filled with tens of thousands of people, no concert lights, and no massive choreography. Just a global superstar appearing in a simple setting and enjoying his time. That contrast is exactly what makes moments like this feel so powerful to fans. When the world knows him as V of BTS, a figure on stage under the gaze of millions, his simple appearance on Weverse reveals a much more personal side. When Kim Taehyung went live on Weverse while eating, ARMY's attention once again flooded social media. Various clips, comments, and fan reactions can quickly spread across platforms such as X, Instagram, and TikTok. However, claims about millions of viewers or trending status on every platform must be distinguished from official data because cross-platform statistics are not always publicly available. What cannot be denied is the strength of the ARMY community's response to Taehyung's spontaneous activities. Even a simple broadcast can become a major conversation because fans pay such close attention to every new moment from BTS members. Why can something as simple as eating become so interesting? Because fandom psychology does not always operate through grandeur. Sometimes, simplicity creates an even stronger sense of connection. After becoming accustomed to seeing BTS on stage surrounded by extraordinary production, watching Taehyung sit casually, appear natural, and enjoy his food creates an emotional contrast. To fans, he doesn't simply appear as a global superstar, but as someone sharing a few minutes of his everyday life with ARMY. And perhaps that is exactly where BTS's greatest strength lies. Their ability to make fans feel close even when the physical distance is enormous. ARMY in Baltimore is becoming even more excited knowing that BTS is now in the city. The 7 members at the center of attention are Kim Seokjin, Min Yoongi, Young Ho-suk, Kim Namjoon as the group's leader, Park Jimin, Kim Taehyung, and Jungkook. After a long journey and a demanding series of concerts, they are once again bringing the energy of ARIRANG to American fans. For ARMY who have waited years for the chance to see BTS in person, their arrival is not simply another city change on a tour schedule. It is an emotional moment that has finally become reality. Meanwhile, the claim that around 180,000 ARMY have already arrived in America is also circulating among fans. However, that figure cannot yet be considered an official statistic for the number of ARMY currently in the United States. Rather than relying on an unverified number, much clearer evidence can be seen through actual activity in Baltimore. Visit Baltimore has documented various fan community events, while Weverse has also provided official information regarding merchandise and light stick pickup for the Baltimore concerts. These facts show that the ARMY wave has indeed moved into the city. Kim Taehyung, appearing relaxed in a private setting, also reveals a different side of a global superstar. Wearing a white t-shirt with naturally styled hair and sitting casually while enjoying food in front of his device, Taehyung looks remarkably close to everyday life. Yet it is precisely this simplicity that draws attention back to him. When people are accustomed to seeing an artist looking flawless on stage, a more natural appearance can create its own unique appeal. There is curiosity, a sense of closeness, and the feeling that fans are seeing a side of Taehyung that does not always appear during massive performances. And this is where the changes surrounding BTS that continue to make the media and public ask questions become even more fascinating. BTS's return in 2026 is not simply about a group returning to the concert stage. They have returned with the ARIRANG album, a global stadium-scale tour, and the ability to once again mobilize their fan community, the entertainment industry, the media, and local economies in the cities they visit. International coverage has also begun highlighting the economic and cultural impact of BTS's return to the United States. In other words, the biggest change may not simply be in the 7 members themselves, but in the scale of the phenomenon surrounding them. After MetLife and Foxborough, it is now Baltimore's turn. And the question becomes even more intriguing. Will Baltimore be able to create an atmosphere even bigger than the cities before it? Will there be another Taehyung moment that sends social media exploding once again? Will Jungkook, Jin, RM, J-Hope, Jimin, Suga, and Taehyung deliver a surprise that has never been seen during the previous concerts? Or will ARMY in Baltimore create the most emotional fan project of BTS's ARIRANG journey through America? Now, all attention is shifting to Baltimore. 2 concert nights are waiting. The stadium is preparing to be filled with ARMY, and the 7 BTS members are once again bringing their energy to American fans. Kim Taehyung, Jungkook, Jin, RM, J-Hope, Jimin, and Suga have finally reached the next city, and Baltimore is preparing to become one of the most memorable nights in BTS's journey. However, before we believe every viral number, aircraft rumor, or social media claim, there is one thing that is much more important to remember. BTS is indeed scheduled to perform in Baltimore on August 10th and 11th, 2026, while various ARMY activities have already taken place ahead of the concerts. The city really is preparing to welcome BTS, and the atmosphere is already beginning to build even before the first sound comes from the stage. Now the question is in ARMY's hands. Will Baltimore surpass the atmosphere of Foxborough? Will these 2 nights produce a moment even more viral than the previous concerts? And will Kim Taehyung once again become the center of one of the moments the world will be talking about? Because one thing is already certain. BTS has arrived at the next chapter, and Baltimore is now waiting for the next explosion. So, what do you think will happen on BTS's first night in Baltimore? Will Baltimore create a new chapter in ARIRANG history? Or will Foxborough remain the standard that is difficult to beat? Write your predictions in the comments below.